I found it fascinating that some were able to control gear like antenna switches, rotors, tuners and loading coils through a coax cable that on the same time is used as transmission line that carry RF to the antenna. This seems like magic, and just like every other magic trick, when you learn the truth, it's just disappointingly simple. Today we are revealing the circuit that makes this possible, and that will enable you to make the next great remote gear that requires no extra cable. This is what I used when designing my motorized loading coil that can be controlled remotely through the coax, and is also compatible with the Yaesu active tuning antenna system, aka ATAS. The solution in its simple form makes use of some properties of capacitors and inductors that most hams learn taking their license. These are arranged in a type of circuit called a bias T. The capacitor will block direct current, while the inductor will impede the alternating current like the RF. RF can pass through the capacitor without any DC getting through. And the DC, on the other hand, can pass through the inductor while the RF is impeded. Both RF and DC can then mix on the coax and be separated again by a bias T on the opposite side. Now, I have prepared a little demo here. We use two separate breadboards, only connected through a coax cable. We build up a bias T on each side that let RF and DC pass through the coax, and have one connection for RF through the capacitor and one connection for DC through the inductors. Before we go any further, let's measure the properties here. I set my nano VNA to measure attenuation in the circuit. I got the frequency sweep set from 1 to 30 MHz. When I connect through the capacitor, we see the signal pass through without loss through all the frequency range. If I measure through the inductor, we see that the signal is attenuated across the sweep. Now, this is a bias T in its simplest form, so the RF filtering is not perfect. Many bias Ts would include more inductors, capacitors and resistors to improve the Q factor. But for some use cases, this may be enough. If we apply a voltage to one inductor, we may measure the same voltage on the opposite inductor, but no voltage gets through the capacitor. Now let's test with a real signal. I use the frequency generator of my tiny SA to inject a FM signal with 100 Hz tone. I attach my Baofeng to receive in the opposite end. As you can hear the tone, everything works as expected. Now we attach a LED to the inductor on the receiving bias T, and my power supply on the other inductor on the other side of the coax. And we now can turn on and off the power to the LED through the coax while still transmitting a signal. So there you have it, the magic of the bias T.